Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and I'm on a roll with Halloween. Last week we started with a Halloween project, and I am in love with the Cutest Halloween Bundle. So I'm going to have a couple more projects for you after this one as well. This bundle is really nice because it doesn't involve any die cutting. So it's a punch bundle, so you don't need a stamp and cut and emboss machine. I will have a couple more projects, and they actually will involve I will involve a die set, but this one today is super easy. Anyone can do this one because it's just a really simple scored holder, and it holds a Ghirardelli Square. And Ghirardelli squares come in a variety of flavors, so it's kind of a fun one. It can also be one that's more geared towards adults because I know I think Ghirardelli squares is like more of an adult type chocolate. It's not as like fun loving, but doesn't mean that you can't give them out to the kiddos. But it is kind of more of one that's maybe seen as more refined. So I know you're gonna love this one if you want to give this one out to your family, your friends, maybe neighbors, co-workers. So this, I'll hold up one of them right here. So it's this cute little matchbook holder, and it just kind of, the top just kind of tucks in, and there's you can't really see it because it's too dark, but the Ghirardelli chocolate's in there. And I find that these don't come out if you're just, I'm holding this like this. It's open on the sides, and the chocolate's not sliding out. You'd have to shake it pretty hard for it to come out. So it's a nice little snug holder, and it's very easy to make. So I know you guys are going to love that. I will get to all your comments later because I want to make sure I show this and talk about the project for today. I will also have a project sheet that will come out tomorrow if you're an email list subscriber. So please subscribe to my email list if you want this in your inbox tomorrow. It's just a nice condensed page that has the measurements on it, a photo, a supply list, so that it's just really easy for you to file. This holder, if you don't celebrate Halloween, don't just think about Halloween. Think about how you can decorate this for Christmas or Thanksgiving or fall. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Halloween holder. I do tend to focus on holders for Halloween, candy holders, because I know not too many people send out Halloween cards. So it's nice to be able to create some holders for candy for that upcoming holiday. And I'm doing them now so that you have plenty of time to order the Cutest Halloween Bundle in time for Halloween and get those projects made so you can hand them out. Because we really only have one day for Halloween, and so it's just nice to be able to get those done and out of the way. All right, let me switch over to my other camera. All right, I'm gonna prop my project sheet up here so I can follow along. Let's talk about the Cutest Halloween Bundle. It's right here. And just remember, when you buy the stamp set and the punch at the same time in the bundle, you save 10% over buying each of these individually. This punch punches out the little ghost, the pumpkin, and the cat. It does not punch out the skull, but I think the skull is a fairly easy shape to cut around, so it's not such a big deal if you want to make the little skulls. Okay, so this was the holder we made last week, just so you can see that, this bundle has a lot of mileage. You can use it for a lot of different things. So this is the one we made last week with Hershey's Miniatures. And so this is the one that we're going to make today. You open it up right here, and there is your Ghirardelli square. And it just tucks in right here, just really simple. And like I said before, like I'm holding this upside down and it's not coming out. So I think it's fairly snug to be used and to be handed out. And last week I used the cute Halloween paper, and I used the back side of the paper, so the black and white, gray and white side. And this week I wanted to show you how you could use the colorful side, and it still looks super cute. Either way, they're gonna look cute. So you have a lot of options with this paper. Get a pack of this paper for your Halloween projects and you'll be really happy. You can also use the images right out of the paper. You could cut them out as well. So there's a lot of options, this paper. And of course this, where did I put my ribbon? Here it is. This black and white gingham ribbon is really great because it can be colored, and you could use it just black and white, but you can color it with Stampin' Blends. So I've done it here in Highland Heather, Pumpkin Pie, and Old Olive. So you can have fun with this ribbon and turn it into a different color, or you can just use it plain as black and white, and it just works great. Okay, let's get started on our little project. So we're going to start with our Simply Score and a piece of basic black. Each of these holders I made with basic black. So it's gonna be a little hard to see the score lines because it's so dark, but I like black as a nice neutral background. This measures 6 1/4 by 3 inches. I'm just gonna pop that up, grab my stylus tool, and we're going to score at the 2 1/4 inch mark, 2 1/2 inch mark, and the, let me see, the 3, wait, my little thing is smudged. That's not good. The 5 1/4 inch mark. Sorry, my printer sometimes, if I don't use it for a few days, it gets smudgy. So let me reiterate, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, and 5 1/4. Okay, that's it, just 3 score lines. And then you're going to take a bone folder and fold this piece along the score lines. You're going to fold it in on this end, and this top end has 2 little score lines just to help with the width of the candy. So this is what it looks like. It's got like that skinny end, and you can already see the matchbook coming together. There's one side has a longer flap and one side has a smaller flap. So what you're going to do on this one that has the smaller end segment, the shorter one right here, you're going to take a stapler and about 1/4 inch up, you're going to staple that. Let me just do that. It's centered, and just staple, make a little staple mark. I hope you can see that. Okay, so you've got the 2 skinny scored segments there, and just a little staple right about 1/4 inch up. Don't get it too high because we still want to put the ribbon on there, and we still want this to tuck in like that. Okay, so don't put it up too high. And the reason we're going to do this first is we're going to cover this little staple with paper so we don't even see it on the front. Okay, so now we're going to take some designer paper, and I'm going to use this one with the cute little houses, the spooky haunted houses on it. I just wanted to show you how I would cut it up. So this definitely has an up-down pattern to it. It started off as 6 by 6, but I already used the other half for something else. And so first of all, we need to trim this down so it is 2 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so that little piece will go away. So this 2 3/4 inches wide, and you want this facing up down like this. And then I'm going to line this up with a 1 5/8 inch mark and give it a cut. And then keep going because I'm creating that top piece, and now the bottom piece. I'm going to align this up with a 3/4 inch mark here. And if you do it like this, if you cut the top first and then slide over to the bottom, then the pattern will be a little bit continuous. So it will make a little bit of sense. Like here, there's going to be a bit of a gap, but it kind of, the pattern will match up a little bit if you do that. Okay. So that's pretty easy, right? So let me just reiterate, if you're using scraps of paper and maybe don't have a specific pattern, this piece measures 2 3/4 by 1 5/8, and this piece measures 2 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to take this bottom piece first and get my tombow going. And then center this right on the bottom segment, and you're going to cover that staple up so you won't even see it on the front. You can see it on the back though. You could probably, if that bothered you, if you had extra paper, you could cover it up on the back too. I'm just going to worry about the front for this one. Then we'll take this piece and cover up the front. So for this one, I'm actually lining this up right kind of with the tuck line, and I just, with this measurement, you should kind of have an equal distance all the way around and an equal distance right in the center, like that. All right, then we're going to take a piece of basic white, just the regular thickness, and this is the rectangular postage stamp punch. Just punch one of those pieces. And then we're going to take tuxedo ink and the trick or treat stamp, and we'll stamp it over to the right side. And I like the stamp because it's a little bit, the font isn't 100% straight. It's really easy to stamp this even if you're not 100% straight on it, because it's really hard to tell what is straight on this. So just stamp it on the right side and you should be good. And then we'll take this piece, add a little tombow to it, and just add that right centered on that top piece. And I like the rectangular postage stamp punch because it's got that kind of edge, that postage stamp edge, but it looks a little spooky too because it's got kind of that spooky vibe going on it. All right, let's do the little cat. So whenever I use this punch, because it's got 3 on here, I open it up and I lay it on my surface face up. And then I look to where these little guys are on here. And for this one, I know that I can scoot this in, and just as long as it's straight, it will work here. For this one, I need to have it in a corner to work. So I would stamp right over here on a corner. And for this one, it would need to be on the opposite corner. So I just always kind of have a look at how to bring the cardstock in, because otherwise it's annoying. You have to kind of cut maybe some cardstock away before you can figure out how to get it shoved in there. So I'm always looking at the back and how it goes in. So you just need to pick a spot on here where I know I'll be able to stamp it and punch it out. I'm going to take tuxedo black and just stamp my little cat head here. I'll grab the little cat face. And I know I did a green cat. You can do a cat in whatever color you want. And there's the little face for the cat. I just did green because there's some old olive paper here, and this is old olive cardstock. And just scoot this in here and line it up and give it a punch. And there's my little cat head. So cute. And then to grab a dimensional. Those are my mini dimensionals. Come on. All right, I only can find my black. Oh, you know where I put them? Right in my box that I'm supposed to use for today. I'm too organized. I put it in the spot, not where it normally goes, but my little basket of items that I need for today's project. So that's why I can't find it. So I'll put a little dimensional on the back just to give it a little bit of height. And then I'll just angle it over here on the side. And this is a great time to talk about my host code gift of the month. If you use the host code and spend at least $50 with me this month, you're going to get some of these cute star adhesive back sequins, and I'll be sending those out in September. And they're wonderful because they're cute little sparkly sequins, or kind of glossy sequins, 2 different sizes. And then you can just add those to your projects. I'm just grabbing another one. And then they'll add like a little bit of a shimmer to your project. So these ones are the black ones, so they probably need a little bit more direct light. Oh, I think I got a little shimmer back there. There we go. And then they come kind of in a pumpkin pie, and I don't know if this is Highland Heather, but it's orange, a slight purpley color, and black. And so if you spend $50 with me using the host code this month, or if you spend more than $150 with me, you don't use the host code, and then you can still get my host code gift of the month. If you spend over $150, I want you to get the host benefits. So just keep that in mind. I do allow for that. All right, so the last thing we need, oh no, we're not even at the last thing yet. We need some ribbon. After all the talk of ribbon, I need some ribbon. So you need about a 10-inch length. So take your ruler. If you're doing a lot of these, it's kind of nice to know how much ribbon you're going to need. 10 inches. And I like to color my ribbon. So I'm going to use a piece of, this is just a scrap piece of basic white I had. And I'm just going to use my Old Olive Dark and come along here and color my ribbon. This sinks in really nicely. Okay. We're gonna have to give it a minute to dry. I always forget that this gingham, some of our ribbon dries a little faster. This one takes a little longer to get dry, just because it's a little thicker, but it does really color nicely. So, you know, you can imagine this would look really nice for the lighting. And here's a little bad, but here is the Old Olive ribbon. Think about this for Christmas as well. You could color it in real red, and then it would make a nice red and black check. So you could do it, or you could do blue if you were going to do it more of like a snowflake theme or a snow theme. So this, I love this ribbon. I hope they keep it around after this catalog, because it is specific to this catalog right now. Maybe they will hold it over. So I'm just going to slide this in here, and this is why we kept the staple pretty low. And I'll just do my first knot, bring this down in here, and then I'll just clamp this with some locking tweezers, and then I'll come in. And see, 10 inches is just about the perfect length for this, because it just gives you enough tying room. I actually thought you would only need 9 inches, and this morning I was making additional samples with 9 inches of ribbon, and it was a little bit annoying because it was just a tad bit short, and it made that second knot kind of hard to tie. So 10 inches is perfect, and then you can just cut off the ends on an angle. Look how cute that is. And then the last thing we need is we need a Ghirardelli Square. So I had some of, I'm not an eater of dark chocolate, so I have these leftovers. Any Ghirardelli's chocolate that is not dark was already eaten. But these flavors, I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. I'm very caffeine sensitive, so this just is not good for me, but it's great to have on hand for when I'm trying to demonstrate things. Some people really love dark chocolate though, so you know, you can get a variety pack, and maybe if you know who likes what, you can give the correct Ghirardelli Square to the correct person. So you can use these super intense black ones, which look really nice for Halloween. And then you just tuck this in here like that. So where are my other holders? Okay, so there other holders. You could also do the little skull if you wanted to. If you were doing that, you would just cut out the little shape and pop it up on a dimensional rather than what I did here. Or if you wanted to cheat and do a quicker design, you could just stamp the skull right onto this little whisper white piece like that. All right. Okay, and then this is the holder that I did last week. So look, they all match so nicely, right? They've got that same vibe because I'm using the same colors, the same paper, the same bundle, and it just looks so cute. Just love it. I hope you love it too. Let me come back over to you guys and see if you have any questions for me. I hope that was a fun project for you. Oh, good morning, Ellie. And I see that Janine is here too. Ellie and Janine are on my team. I just love them. We have team gatherings. Usually we have a team stamping night and a team meeting each month, and we have swaps and stuff. And I just love it that my team members come and visit me on my lives too. It means a lot to me. Yay. All right. Good morning, Birgit. And Birgit's from Germany, and she often joins as well. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, Kristen from Colorado and Phyllis from Pennsylvania. Birgit said, it was so good to see you and Nicholas on Tuesday. I watched the video as a replay since I don't have Facebook. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, we did a live on Tuesday, and when I sent out my blog post, it didn't post the video. It was kind of my fault, but you know, when you're using technology, you have to go through all these steps to upload a video. And I missed the last step where it said, are you sure you want to post it even though it won't be fully formatted yet? And I just had moved on to the next thing and I didn't do that. And so it didn't display on my blog post. So demoralizing after all that. So the next day, Nicholas left the next day and he went back to Canada, and I finally had a bit of time. And I sent out the video again, and he drove back to Canada on Wednesday, and it was so cute. He sent me a picture of him and his girlfriend. She was so happy to have him back. He went over to her parents' place for dinner that evening, and it was so cute to see them. When I see that, as a mom, I'm just like so happy that he's happy. You know, it's hard having him be across the border, and it's a little harder to visit him now, but it's so awesome to see that he's happy. And he's going on work term. First, they're going on a little camping trip. It's his birthday. It's his birthday at the end of the month, and he is going camping. He loves that. So they're going to have a lot of fun doing that. And then they start in on their work term. So that's kind of cool. It's so nice. He just volunteered to do that. He's like, Mom, do you want me to do a Facebook Live with you? And I'm like, yes, of course. I love to stamp with him. He's just, it's harder now because he's such a nice person. Like he's a person I would want to hang around, and he's turned into such a nice human being. And so when he leaves, it's harder. Like when he was younger and a teenager, and then that's the age where, you know, some teenagers, not that it was too much drama, but it's, you know, it's not sometimes it's not always pleasant living with a teenager, right? I think a lot of you would agree. And then he's off at college, and now all of a sudden he's turned into this like wonderful person, and it's just very nice to hang around. So it's harder when he leaves now because he's such a nice person. Anyway, that's a little aside. Phyllis says that she loves Ghirardelli. I do too. Ghirardelli Squares are a great chocolate, and it's nice to have a little holder for them that you can use for different holidays as well. Kristen loves coloring ribbon for custom colors. I do too, and it makes your color, your ribbon go so much further if you can color it and match the shade, because it's really hard to, for Stampin' Up even to have, 10 different colors of the same ribbon. Certain colors will always be more popular, and sometimes you want to have ribbon in a non-popular color, and then it's just really difficult to get it. Phyllis says she'll definitely be making these. That is awesome. All right. Kristen has a question. Does the matchbook cover fit a tea bag? This would be cute for non-Halloween gifts. Well, I would have to say that no, it doesn't fit a tea bag, but you know what? I would just measure your tea bag and make it just a little bit taller, and I think that it would absolutely work. Keep the one measurement on the one side, and you just need to lengthen it. You just need to measure. You might need to play around a little bit, and that's what I had to do. Sometimes take some some scrap cardstock. I use a lot of basic white for my experimentation purposes, and sometimes I just experiment back and forth and see, because I could have made this a little wider for the Ghirardelli, but if I make it longer, then it might slide out. So you kind of want that perfect balance between the size and then the ability for it not to fall out on the side. But that's a really good idea. That would make a nice tea bag holder too, Kristen. I'm glad that you thought about that. That's perfect. And that's kind of a nice little thing for people who don't like chocolate, because you can get really cool teas now. I'm a huge tea drinker, so that's really cool. And not all tea bags are the same size, so if you wanted it to fit different sizes, you'd probably have to measure the largest tea bag and kind of go from there. So all right, Nadine says, I'm in California. Our daughter married a Canadian. Oh, in 1999. She moved to Alberta, east of Edmonton. We haven't seen them since 2019. Oh, Nadine, that's so hard. Oh, we're so grateful for Messenger video chats. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am going up to see my mom in Kelowna, British Columbia in just a little bit, in about 2 weeks. And now it's probably about a week and a half, and I haven't seen her for 2.5 years, and that's it's kind of hard not to be able to see family. Just the quarantining was the biggest holdup. Now that I can cross the border, I need a COVID test, I need to be vaccinated, but I don't need to quarantine anymore, so that will be great. But I'm still going to be super, super careful because I'm going to be on flights. Takes me 3 flights to get home, so it's not not an easy little trip that's straight to a second airport. So I'll be traveling all day the day that I leave, but it's so worth it to see my mom, and I'll get to see my sister too, so that will be awesome. All right. Okay. So I just want to reiterate, this is my August host code. So if you love the cute stars that I was playing with today and you have an order, if you place a $50 order with me using the host code in August, I will send you these cute stars in September. And always, no matter what size order, most orders are at least above $15. If you place a $15 order with me, you can get one of my tutorials for free. And I have 80 tutorials to choose from, so that's kind of a fun thing. And these are tutorials that I don't have on my blog. These are paid tutorials, extra tutorials that I have created. And also, if you want all of my tutorials all at once and you're in the US, you could join my team and get all of my tutorials all at once. That is one of the things that a perk for my team members as well. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, it's celebration. Oh my gosh. almost forgot about Celebration. So if you spend $50 right now or $100 in increments of $50 or $100, you will get a Celebration product from Stampin' Up. When you're checking out, it will prompt you to choose those products right at the end, and it's always fun to get Celebration. It's just a fun time of year, and so make sure that you place your holiday catalog orders right now, because from now until September 30th, you can get that Celebration product from Stampin' Up. All right, guys, I hope you have a great week. I will be back on Tuesday on Facebook with another Casing Tuesday card. And then on Friday, I will be here with another 3D project for you. Hope you have a great week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.